Hey, Wembley World Entertainment, and of course the trailer for Masters of the Universe, the brand new HeMan movie, dropped yesterday, and it's getting mixed reactions. A little more onto the positive side on YouTube, but very negative everywhere else. And the big question that you're starting to see happening, especially in a lot of articles, is, has HeMan gone woke? And it's mainly because the one thing that I actually missed in the trailer, so I didn't bring it up in my trailer reaction because I didn't notice it, was the nameplate that says Adam Glenn, and then right under it, it has he, him. Now, people are already trying to say, is that meant to be an inside joke, as in him, which is their new term for man, so it is like meant to say he, man, but it's as he, him? No, it's clearly meant to be just pronouns. Now, if it is meant to be in there as a joke like that, then you've done nothing but damage yourself by putting it in there, especially in the trailer, because people's reaction to it has just been like, nope. So the trailer has already gained over 14 million views on a YouTube channel, which is the Amazon MGM Studios actual channel, that only has 1.6 million subscribers. So that's impressive. The like to dislike ratio isn't terrible either. Doesn't quite add up to the 14 million views. All that being said, like, it's got 68,000 upvotes to 10,000 downvotes. The 68,000 upvotes doesn't really align all that much with the 14 million. You'd think it would be a bit higher, and the same goes for the downvotes. With that many views, you think that would be a bit higher, but it just seems to be kind of stuck on those numbers. But the YouTube channels for the trailer has no real negative reactions. In fact, they don't even have all that much positive reactions. They're all saying Skeletor needs to do the meme. So they're all pretty much saying Skeletor needs to come in, say something weird and then run away. Because if you've seen the memes, of course, it has Skeletor, like, it's usually dropping something dirty and then going, until we meet again, and he's running away. And that's pretty much what everyone's saying, like, Skeletor really needs to be dropping life lessons throughout this film and then run away. You know, you have another one. Here's one positive one, like really positive, that says 45 years old and still getting pumped hearing I have the power. So that's a guy who's 45 who still gets, excited to see that. Then you have another one, I hope Skeletor says, until we meet again, and run away. So there's just a lot about the whole kind of, we want Skeletor to do the meme. Whereas X is very different for the trailer, which is on the actual Masters of the Universe X account. That's where all the backlash is coming from. Like, one says, ruined He-Man all because of this, and they have the picture of the nameplate with the he, him on it. Then you have woke he, him, man. It's just, a lot of it is backlash towards that he, him stuff in there. And there's one here that it's the image of Man at Arms, which is now Idris Elba, and someone wrote on it, is that Robert Downey Jr.? Because Tropic Thunder, of course. But then again, you're getting articles as well where the headline is, He-Man goes woke, loser blonde white dude using pronouns. So let's have a look at a bit of this article, because they kind of break down a little. I don't agree fully with it, but let's have a look and you see what they break down, what they've changed with this movie. So it says, what a surprise is Amazon Studios, the same studio behind the likes of Rings of Power, goes woke with the new He-Man Masters of the Universe movie. The new trailer reveals, of course, that He-Man is a blonde white dude loser, wonder who he's supposed to represent, who uses pronouns and gets accosted by his DEI boss. Now, the dumb blonde white dude, I actually don't know who the hell they're meant to be referring to in that. So if you do, let us know in the comments. While you're there, you may as well. hit the sub button and the like button and all that good stuff. But they said that's not all, as Amazon Studios has also gone and race swapped many of the characters, including using go-to actor Idris Elba as the former red-headed fan favourite Man-at-Arms. Camila Mendez is also a Latino who plays the red-headed Tila. So that does seem to be... The Man-at-Arms got more of a pushback than the Tila casting, I do remember that. We're not done, as Kristen Wiig voices Roboto, and they say why. I didn't even know she was a part of this. And I'm not sure how you pronounce this name. Kojo Atta, I think? I'm not sure, I've never heard of that. Plays Triclops, which I vaguely remember his casting. So there are also 2 new characters added to the movie, which look straight out of DEI mandates. Now, these names I'm probably going to absolutely butcher because they're weird. Sashir Zamata, I think, I have no idea, as Susie, and Christina Vumpola, or something like that, as Hussein, I think is how you pronounce it. Like, I have no idea. Watching the trailer, you will notice it's also set on Earth, which they've already been saying, yeah, that's a problem. And they're saying they done that because it's cheap, that they don't have to do Eternia. Amazon obviously shot scenes using Earth settings to save money on the film's budget, so it wouldn't have to take place entirely on Eternia. So in order to do that, they had to change the story, which basically rips off Superman, which is something I've talked about quite a lot actually. You'll almost notice that Adam is a complete buffoon on Earth, and it's Mendez, Tila, who is the one who takes Adam to Eternia, and Adam is a complete and incapable fool. Now, see, this is where we start getting into the stuff of I don't agree with, because we haven't seen anything really from him, what he does on Earth and stuff, other than that one scene of him trying to pull the sword out of the statue's hand. That's it. So if you're basing everything on that one tiny little clip, then I have to absolutely disagree, because that's where you're kind of going, you're kind of just pushing this now just to kind of say, oh, look what they're doing with the guy. That doesn't mean he won't be this idiot throughout the movie, which, yeah, we have heard from test screenings. There are very mixed reactions from the test screenings. One side says it's absolutely fantastic and really embodies the original cartoon. And then others are saying, no, it's just super campy, really silly, and people are going to hate it. Especially seeing as the majority of it's set on Earth. So they also said what remains to be seen is how the rest of the flick plays out when Adam gets the sword and transforms to the most powerful man in the universe, HeMan. Is Hollywood really going to let fans have the most powerful man in the universe? And they're saying that Skeletor looks pretty cool. However, you'll notice Leto doesn't even talk as Skeletor. And they also thought for sure that they would show some kind of Leto face likeness, which is something we've talked about with the trailer reaction. And of course they're saying that could have all changed because of all the controversies now around Leto, and of course the fact that all of his movies bomb. So this is really where they're kind of... By the way, they end up saying overall the Masters of the Universe trailer does look fun. So it's like you're saying the movie looks fun, but at the same time you're crapping all over saying, but it's super woke and all this crap. It's, that doesn't really go hand in hand. So that is really where the question is coming. Is this movie gone woke? And obviously for the trailer, what everyone's pointing out is the he, him on the nameplate. Other people, like this article, kind of point out, which has been happening since the movie was casting, was the race swaps, where people were kind of questioning the Tila one, but there was more kind of blowback towards the Man-at-Arms. But overall, I don't think it's gonna be super woke. I think it's just gonna be super dumb. That's my take on it. I think the movie is just gonna be dumb. Again, if the he him thing is meant to be like a joke, as in rather than have it man, it's him, and they're kind of like, isn't that funny, get it? Because that's stupid, because you've just caused this reaction where you're losing the audience, because people are seeing that now going, no, thanks, I'm out. You know, you already had the uphill battles. Number one, some of the race swaps. There was pushback to that. So you're probably going to lose a tiny, and I do mean tiny, bit of the audience over VAT. But then the fact that you're going to set it on Earth, that was a major problem for people. Then you've added in the he-him joke in there. It's not even in the trailer as a joke. It's just in there. That's going to push people away. And then, of course, Jared Leto. Yeah, he doesn't look like Jared Leto. He does look like a proper Skeletor, but at the same time, it's Jared Leto. And you're going to lose a lot of people with that. So, is it woke? I don't know. Personally, I don't think so. I think that is a stupid thing to have in there, the he, him. But I don't think it's going to be woke. I do think, though, that it's just going to be a setup movie for a sequel. So you're not even going to get a full He-Man story, which I think is a massive mistake. Because, quite frankly, with the trailer and how it looks and everything, I think this thing's going to bomb horribly. I think it'll be doing well if it can even make 400 million at the box office. But that's not based on it being woke. I think that'll be based on it being just this weird, dumbed down version of He-Man that goes very campy and kind of craps all over the original story. So, what do you guys think? Do you think people are overreacting to the he, him nameplate? Or do you think it is a massive red flag and we should be concerned? Do let me know in the comments. And with that, like I said earlier, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And check out the memberships and hit the hype button and everything else. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.